All right, YouTube, welcome back to another Silver Saturday, maybe. Whatever day this is when this comes out. Might be a Saturday. We have silver. If you've been watching, following the channel, we made that trip back east. Um, did a little touristing while after we followed up on the North Carolina situation. So, of course, I had to visit our favorite silver places that here on the YouTube. So we were in the great state of New Hampshire. And those of you that follow the community, I guess you'd say, the silver people on the YouTube, would probably recognize some of these uh, fine items that we also acquired. Um, and we got to go to the great place of Ware, New Hampshire, and the local silver mint. And so I wanted to get something unique to recognize the visit. And so I got some of their 1/10 ounce rounds, which were new, recently made, and their barter bag of 1/10 ounce bars. Let's check this out. Because, obviously, my biggest thing was I couldn't carry a whole lot because we were traveling, and I just wanted something to remember the trip with. But these are their 1/10 ounce uh, barter bar. Oh, oh, oh. And it was good to stop. New Hampshire is great that time of year. If you haven't seen put out some short videos of the leaf changing and stuff going on when we were driving through. There's probably footage that I took that you won't see, just that I was just randomly videoing a small town northeast as we were going through. So that's what I got as part of the recognize that visit. The local silver mint is just like it is on the YouTube. Nothing unusual to report there. They're in there doing the things. So it was just cool to stop in there and get some memorabilia from the trip. Um, they promote this as a barter item for the future. Really, this is going to be a part of my collection until it would be absolutely necessary to use it as a barter item. It would not be the first line of defense in a barter situation. My barter bag, and of course, had to save the receipts, right? So, got the receipts to go with it, and enjoyed just the time there. They were busy. What day? It was middle of the week, so it wasn't like. Probably maybe busier in the weekends, but that was a good trip. And then shortly after, I guess it was the next day, made the great trip to the great town of Manchester, New Hampshire, and stopped in, if you noticed by the thumbnail, with our purveyor of the coin and stamp shop, Tim Marchner, and all that he does there. And it was an awesome visit. I was able to. I got a Morgan that I don't have as part of the collection. Like I've said, I'm gonna collect. Eventually, maybe one day I might get one of each type of the Morgan, but not hopeful. But this was just one that I didn't have, and we just negotiated on getting that one. And I got a round that I don't have, one of these Silvertown rounds, which I'd never seen. So I got one of those, and these will go in the collection for memorabilia purposes. And it was awesome because I was there. I mean, Tim's retired, so he wasn't on. He's not working on advertised business hours, but it was awesome because I got there at advertised opening, people waiting to get in. Kind of ended up at the end of the line, and after about 4 people in about an hour. I was the only one in there, and we were talking about this silver, and I got to about, it may have been a half hour, 20 minutes to a half hour of just talking with Tim. It was just like being on a video, getting to talk with him about, talked a little bit about the silver, but really you can tell what Tim really cares about. He cares about F1 racing and the United States of America. That's the 2 things for sure that Tim cares about and that came out in that conversation. You got talking about the Las Vegas Grand Prix, and I was like, yeah, I'm not nowhere near Vegas, but I heard it was pretty much a disaster. And he got to rambling on about that and his trips out west, and we talked about just a variety of things there that he can expound upon with his various travels and what he does. And it was just like you see on the YouTube, and that was definitely a trip highlight. Getting to talk to Tim, just we were the only ones in the shop. We were the only ones hanging out in there. I could have waited. I probably could have waited in there until somebody else showed up. But he did have boxes to get into, and it was pretty obvious that Yankee hadn't been in there to help him clean up. So I parted ways and just I was able to do a sticker exchange. I got his big signature on there, and that was cool. And yeah, Tim's just a genuine, just like all old timers, they're not going to change just because the camera's on or whatever. So that was a really cool discussion to get into with him outside of the silver realm, but still stuff you hear him talking about on YouTube, right? I know some of the people that he was talking to before me. He gets into the situation in the country and what's going on with the silver market, and some of the people that were calling. He answered a couple phone calls and stuff, and it's just the same. You're not getting anything different, which is what you want in somebody, right? So that was cool. And I also visiting with Tim at the coin shop in Manchester. Really good visit, and definitely highly recommend if you're a fan of his to drop in when you get a chance, because I don't know how much longer he's going to be in that business. I know I would be trying to retire if I was him. He's getting up there in years, but that was good. And so also able to acquire a Geronimo round from my good buddy in New Hampshire, who I was able to link up with. So I was the Molan Abe round. Not sure who makes this one, but that was a gift, so I appreciate that. And this will go in the collection as well. Remember, a memorial for the trip, and might be the last one to the Northeast ever. I don't know. I don't see a real need. I'm not sure when this will come out compared to the other videos, but we'll definitely have. I got a ton of history stuff. Was what really the focus was of a lot of the trip. Some of the normal sightseeing, but so much of it is history, because so much of the country's history is tied to that region, and it was really good to get in there and get into some weeds on some stuff, and you'll see some of that in some of those other videos about some of the things that you didn't really know when you studied history. I mean, I studied history pretty in depth, and there's some things that really popped out to me. And maybe they'll come out in those videos if I ever get around to producing them. But silver shops in New Hampshire, go check them out when you get up there. The only free state really standing up there. But yeah, getting to talk to Tim was definitely a highlight, and do highly recommend if you get the chance. He would probably talk to you even if there was a line, like he does on the YouTube videos with Yankee. So, but if you get there and you're in there by yourself, like, he could probably talk your ear off. Just hopefully it's after the election. You might have a little less to talk about. You never know. So yeah, get in there and talk to Tim and see what he's up to. And yeah, that's the LCS report for this week. Haven't been around. The obviously the prices are up in a way. Even since this. In this short time we made this trip, and not to mention since I last made a video about silver, things are getting spicy. Little less talk about gold. Goodness. So monitor the economic situation, because all that really is a devaluation of the dollar. It's just a sign of the collapse of the dollar's value, because they're getting that rock and a hard place is coming. Bond yields are going up. They just cracked above 4% over bond yield. So I don't know. It's one of those things. We don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to try. So yeah, that's the report. YouTube. Hope everybody enjoys it. Go check out. If you don't know who Yankee Stacking is, he does the videos with Tim in them, and local silverman. I'll put links below. Prep hard, live free.